Thank you so, so much for, like, this is a huge honor to have you on. I know so many of my girls love you, love your Zooms. And then I know, like, literally one of my questions is, like, we are deep in the boom season right now. So I do not want to take up your, like, good, like, working time, because I know you've got big goals. We've all got big goals. So I would love for you to just start with your story in case anyone is on who doesn't know you. But you can literally do, like, the quick version. Like, you don't feel like you need to, like, you know what I mean? Take like 2 or 3 minutes and just give us an overview, like before, where you're at now, because of it works, that good stuff.
Perfect. All right. Well, hi guys. I'm so excited that you had me on here. I feel so honored to be here tonight. Thank you for asking me. This is going to be fun. Okay. I'm super excited. So, my name is Morgan, and I hope it's okay. I look a hot mess. I just got back from the gym, and then I had soccer, and now I'm here. So we're just doing our best. Okay. So I joined this business almost 5.5 years ago. I am 26 now, but I was 20 when I joined. I was a broke college student. I was living paycheck to paycheck, really less than paycheck to paycheck. I was putting things like gas and groceries on credit cards, and I just had moved from Mississippi, where I grew up, to Michigan, where I still live now. And I didn't have any family support as far as financial support, because they just didn't have it to help me. So I was all on my own in every sense of the word. And so I thought to myself one day, there has to be more than this. I was going to school full time. I was already working 65 hours a week. I had no time, I had no money, and I was still broke. And my credit cards were racking up, and I would get a new one, and then I'd max that out. And the cycle just kept going. And I was like, there has to be something else out there. There's something better. And I didn't really know my purpose. I didn't really know what I was called to do. I didn't really know where I fit. I didn't really know what my passions were. And then I found this business when I was scrolling through Instagram, and I was actually a nanny. And I was, scrolling through, and I saw this girl posting about the wraps and the products. And I was like, what is that? It made me curious at first, and then I saw him again, and I was like, those are Photoshop. There's no way. And then I saw him again, and I kept being curious, and a lot of people don't know this part of my story, but I found out about the business in May of 2014. But in March of 2014, I was actually diagnosed with something called POTS syndrome. And that is where, your heart races a lot. You have to be put on medication for it. I was so sick. I was bedridden. I was in the hospital for 72 hours at one point, and it was just really bad. I was very unhealthy. And if you know me now, or if you follow me on social media now, you're like, that doesn't even sound like you. And so my health has gotten so much better because of these products. But my doctor back then, he said, you aren't allowed to work out because it's going to elevate your heart rate too much. And so I had gained a lot of weight. So seeing the products, I was super skeptical, but I was like, if they could work for me, I'm all in, because I just want more confidence. And so that's where it started. And I ordered the products, and I loved my results. I started with the wraps, tried the hair, skin, and nails. Nothing had ever worked for my hair. Was obsessed, talking to everybody about them anyways. And then I didn't even know the business was an option for me. But I saw the girl on Instagram again, and she had her bio said, Emerald with it works. Well, I'm a red personality, if you know the color personalities. And I was like, how much does a It Works Emerald make? And I Googled it, and I was like, bro, she's making what I'm making as a nanny, working 40 hours a week, watching 3 kids. So if she can do that, I can make $100 a month. My goal was never to replace my income. My goal was never to do this. My goal was never to be here. My goal was $100 a month, because it would pay for gas and groceries for me. And that's something that stressed me out so badly all throughout, every single day and every month. And so I joined this business. I had no idea what I was doing. I was so scared. I was skeptical, and I thought I'd totally suck. And I just got excited, though. I didn't know what I was doing. And I think the best thing that I did back then was that I just did something. I look back at my old posts. Do y'all ever do that? I don't know how long some of you have been in, but do you ever look back at your old posts? You have that like, oh, memories on Facebook, and you're like, oh no, why did I post that? It's so cringy. But I look back at 2014, Morgan, and I'm like, you go, girl. You posted some real crap, but you go, because you're working hard. You have no idea what you're doing, but you're doing it. And that's why I'm here. I just got started. So if you're brand new in this business, don't think that you have to get to, know all the details yet. you can find out those details. They're there for you. We have documents for all of it, but you don't have to know that to start. Start and learn along the way, because that's the best advice I can give. And that's what I did too. So 2 months in, I went executive. 4 months in, I went Ruby. Sat at Ruby for a year. And this is the short version of my story. And I have a video on YouTube too about things I learned along the way at each rank. So if you want to go back and listen to that, or maybe we'll talk about that too. But there's reasons why I sat at ranks for the amount of time that I did, whether short or long. But I sat at Ruby for a year, went to my first conference, went diamond like the next month. And then 2 months later, I went from I promoted, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I went diamond without going to conference. But then the next year, I went to my first conference and hit double. And then 2 months later, I hit triple. And then my husband's account, he was my boyfriend then, hit diamond and double when I hit double and triple. And then we had earned $105,000 in bonuses from February to May. And our checks went up astronomically. Our volume went up astronomically. And then the following year in October, we promoted to presidential, so that's 2018, and now we're going to go ambassador next month. So I'm super excited. That's just me claiming it. I'm really nervous to say, but I just got to keep saying it, putting it out there. So yeah.
Yes, sister.
Yes.
Same. Going triple next month, and I'm like, every time I say it out loud, I'm like, because it's actually funny. So I've been following you for a long time. I started in September of 2015, and I did kind of the same thing. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was a broke college kid, and I just wanted to try the products, but I joined as a distributor, hit the ground running, executive second month, Ruby fifth month, I actually went emerald the next month, sat at emerald for a year, went diamond, sat at diamond for a year, went double. And so our stories are fairly similar, and I'm sure you have some of the same aha moments as I have had about just kind of promoting and the things you have to learn before you're ready to go to that next level. And I have a lot of leaders on here too that we can dig in a little bit more about that. I'm going to ask you some more sort of logistical kind of questions, because I love your Instagram, and I know you mainly work Instagram, correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now I'm doing a lot of Facebook host to post actually. Yeah. And I'm doing a lot of TikTok. Well,
girl.
Not a lot of TikTok, but I'm getting a lot from TikTok.
Right, but you're utilizing TikTok. Same. I've been putting out that new mom content and getting a lot of hits on that. So I'm kind of drizzling the business in there as I can. So what would you say your best tip? I mean, now that you're kind of working all of it, I guess this is kind of a broad question. Why don't you give me one best tip for Instagram and one best tip for Facebook?
Okay. Yeah. So for Instagram, the biggest thing I could say probably would be to make sure that your content is relevant to your followers. And that sounds so not important, but really it is, because if you're posting the products all day long, it doesn't really matter if nobody's looking at your stuff, because they don't really care what you post. And it's not really important if you're posting every day. It is important to do these things, but not if people aren't going to your page to see your posts. Not if they're not showing up on your timeline or other people's timelines. So I think it all kind of starts with you posting relevant content. And what I mean by that is, what's on your Instagram bio? You probably shouldn't have it works. I don't know what you teach, but I tell my team, don't put it works, don't put distributor, don't put even health and wellness is a dead giveaway that you're a network marketer. So I try to just keep it so simple. Like, who am I? What do I love to do? What are some things I'm passionate about? And so I can read my Instagram bio to you really quick, just to make this less abstract.
No, perfect. That's perfect.
So mine says Jesus, Derek, and Nala. And then it says overcoming OCD and anxiety. And then a quote says, look for peace, or don't look for peace, look for Jesus, because Jesus is where peace is. Dream Chaser, West Michigan, and my Linktree link. So
yep, that's perfect.
Yeah. So what I do is take my Instagram bio. So what am I going to post about? I'm going to post about Jesus, because that's in my bio. I'm going to post about Derek, because he's my husband, and that's in my bio. Nala is my dog, so I'm going to post about her. I'm overcoming anxiety and OCD. I have both of those things, just really struggling with that, and just overcoming it and sharing, relief and encouragement and just excitement about different days and things I'm feeling, because so many people can relate to that. And so posting about that, but then I'm also dripping the business in there too. I'm talking about the products, I'm talking about the business, but I'm adding value to the people that are coming to my page. When they come to my page, I want them to feel something. And you want your followers to feel something too. Do you want them to feel inspired? And not just inspired to join your business, but like inspired to go after their dreams, because it's a little bit bigger than that. And then they realize this vehicle is the vehicle to their dreams, or this business is the vehicle to get them where they want to go. And so, inspiring. Do you want them to feel encouraged? Do you want them to feel happy? Do you want them to laugh? Are you hilarious? Be hilarious on Instagram. Because so often, like, I am like Insta friends with people, and then I meet them in person. I'm like, bro, you're hilarious. I had no idea, because they don't show that side of them on Instagram, and they so should. So whatever your personality is, be that, because people are going to buy into you before they buy into the products, and they're going to buy into you before they buy into the opportunity. And so that's my biggest thing. And like, if your bio doesn't say anything that you're passionate about, change it and make your bio fit you, and not just a bunch of emojis or whatever it may be, because you want to encourage people from the get-go. And if you don't have, this is a quick little tip too, if you don't have 10,000 followers on Instagram yet, make that your goal, because then you can do like swipe up links and different things. You unlock a lot of stuff, and it kind of makes you like Instagram royalty whenever you're 10,000 followers or more. But until then, I would personally go private, and that's what I teach my team, because people just don't follow people back if they're not at 10,000 followers. It kind of gives you like that, I don't know, like people like esteem you higher. Obviously,
no, totally. That is what we teach as well, with the bio and the followers. I literally was on private until I hit like 10.5K. And then I switched to public. I wanted to read my bio just so they can get another example. So mine says, wifey and mama to Casper, helping women embrace their ambition. And that to me is like, I don't care if it's with this business or not, like Morgan said. Like, I want a woman who comes to my page to feel inspired and empowered to like go get like whatever it is that she wants to get. And then I said, left all my mom guilt in 2019. And then I say, coffee flows through my veins. So what am I going to post about? I'm going to post about being a wife. I'm going to post about being a mom. I'm going to post about coffee, holding my Ray Dunn. I'm going to post about mom life, embracing this new mom life. And then I'm just going to post about, just becoming the best version of yourself. Which is something that I'm super passionate about. Like Morgan said, whether or not they decide to do that with me through this business or not, I think it's like the greatest compliment ever when someone's like, I'll message somebody and they'll be like, like, I'm not really interested, but I love your page, and like, I'm gonna keep following you because I love what you post. Like, to me, that is like, you are doing something right, because they may or may not be interested in the business right now, but you are still making an impact, and like Morgan just said, you're giving value. I literally wrote that and underlined and circled it, because it's so important to give on social media, especially Instagram, more than you're asking to take. So I know you just said you're doing a lot of Facebook host to post. I also do a lot of Facebook host to post. Do you have, instead of you giving us the best tip, do you have like a fave host to post, like a product that you host to post about, or?
Yeah, mine is for Thermophyte X still, because that's the one that works. And then I usually upsell with greens every single time. And then if they say that they want to lose like a lot of weight, because I send them the message about Thermophyte X, and at the end I say, what are your health goals or your weight loss goals? And if they say anything over than 30 pounds, because if they say under 30, I'm going to upsell them to greens. But then if they say over 30, I'm going to say, okay, let's just go ahead and do this weight loss pack. It's going to be better for you. And then that's the coffee and the greens. And then a lot of time, even if they say no to the whole pack, I'll just order them the Thermophyte X. And then at the end, I'm like, oh my gosh, this super dream, like mocha just showed up. And this is like so rare. It doesn't ever happen. So you should totally get on with this. And then they're like ordering that too. And so you can upsell the TFX so easily because it's so cheap too. Yeah. So I'm getting a lot of people from that. So I literally am just messaging people for host to post, having them post something for TFX, and then messaging those people.
I love that. Yeah, we do a lot. I do a lot of host to post. I love host. Like, I've always loved host to post. I think it's amazing. I think it's a great tool. Okay. So what are your daily non-negotiables? I know we talk a lot about like 6 lists. I don't know if you have things that you are like, without a doubt, you are doing these things every single day, if you have like a list of those things.
Yeah, mine is post, message, follow up, self-development, and then talk to your team. So do you want me to expand on those at all?
I mean, that's exactly what we have. And if anybody needs like posting training, messaging training, following, like we have all those things. And that's like I said at the beginning of the Zoom, like I'm so grateful that you're on here. But one of the biggest aha moments that I personally had at conference, I actually got invited to go to like the VIP mixer as a mover and shaker. And so I like went and I talked to Pam because I was like, I gotta find Pam while I'm there and like talk to her. And she literally just said like, we just need to stop doing Zooms. We just need to work. And so I had already booked the Zoom with you. I think it's great for them to hear other people's stories and opinions and stuff. But honestly, you guys, at the end of the day, everything that Morgan's telling you is on her YouTube, on my YouTube. Like the information is there for you. You just got to go grab it. So I guess I'll just sort of skip to this one and I'll kind of just let you take it where you will. Because I'm red too, so I love a kick in the pants, so you can give it to us. We are deep in the boom season right now. We are like about 3 weeks out from conference, but we've still got like 6 weeks to go until the end of March, which is like kind of the deadline for those bonuses. You're pushing ambassador. I have like at least 15 girls on my team who want that diamond bonus and want that diamond income so bad. So what are you doing right now to just like maintain that fire and not get burnt out when you're pushing every single day? And then like kind of on top of that, kind of what are you focusing on right now as we move through this season?
So it's kind of a loaded question because some things that I've learned along the way, and I kind of talked about this a little bit, whenever I went triple, and well, not really double, but triple and a couple of other promotions. I know diamond for sure. I really like this business is all that I did. It's from sun up to sundown. This is what I did. And I know that a lot of you work and that's not even an option for you, but you can still understand the principle of it no matter what. So just apply this to where you're at. But like, I had this realization, like whenever I went triple, okay, and this is just me, but I sat in my house or my apartment every day, all day, and I said no to a lot of things that I could have said yes to and still hit my promotion. And it is a sacrifice. You do have to say no to certain things, but I was saying no to a lot of the wrong things. I was saying no to my boyfriend. I was saying no to taking care of my health. I was eating microwave dinners and not exercising. I gained like 15 pounds that month. And it took me a long time to lose it. And so I know that I don't know if this is even the answer that you want me to say, but honestly, what I feel is I want my promotion to ambassador to not be a grind. And I don't mean it doesn't have to be a hustle, because it's going to be a hustle. I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to say no to things, but I'm not going to say no to my family at the expense of the relationship with them. I might say no to going to the movies on a Friday night because I am going to stay in and do a power hour. That's different. You have to find what works best for you and your family. But for me, saying no to a conversation with my husband because I'm going to lock myself in my office, it's not worth it to me. At the end of the day, God gave me him as a gift. And for me to throw that to the side to try to hit this promotion, I feel like God just kind of spoke to me and he was like, this is never what I gave you this for. That's never what this was intended to be. And so for ambassador, my goal, and I'm going to explain what I mean by this, but I want it to happen effortlessly. And I don't mean that it's not going to be an effort on my part, but I'm saying like, I want to look back and be like, I did everything I could. And I'm proud of the relationships that I have. I have friends still. I'm taking care of my health. I'm in the best shape of my life. I hit my promotion and I spent time with Jesus. It wasn't at the expense of, being frustrated with my team. And because you know how we get like that. You get frustrated with your team because you've only slept for 3 hours in the past 3 weeks. And you're like, why are you not doing your thing? And like, I don't want it to be that way. And I want to look back and be like, I did the same things this month that I did every other month. Now, pause, because if you're not doing what you should be doing every single month, you can't keep doing that and expect to promote. The reason I can say if I keep doing what I'm doing, I will go ambassador, and I don't have to like just stay up 24/7 and it'd be a huge like mentally stressful grind, is because I'm doing all the things. And it's not because I have the freedom of time. I have the freedom of time because I have always done all the things. Okay, so don't let that be an excuse, because so often people who want to be home full time say, well, if I was just at home full time, of course I'd be a diamond. Of course I'd be a double. No, you don't get to say that, because they're double and diamond at home because they grinded when they were trying to go emerald. They made it work when they were working 9 a.m. to midnight like I was when I promoted from ruby to emerald, emerald to diamond, the same month that earned $22,000 in bonuses. Then I got to quit my job. That month I didn't sleep. But do I look back and regret it? Absolutely not. I never miss a, oh, I wish in September, February 13th, 2015, I wish that I would have had an extra hour of sleep. No, I don't wish that. I'm glad that I stayed up. I'm glad that I hustled. But at the end of the day, I'm doing the things still that I need to be doing. My enrollments are there. I'm completing my steps to success. I'm teaching my team duplication. And if I can do that and have a good relationship with my husband, so be it. That's the goal. And you have 3 balls, and you're gonna juggle these balls, and at one point you're gonna drop one of those balls. Okay, maybe for you it works, your family, and maybe it's your kids or it's your job. One day you're gonna drop those balls, okay, and one ball is gonna fall, and you're only gonna be able to hold 2 at a time. So maybe one day it's like, oh crap, like some of the things for my work and the deadlines, like I'm pushing deadlines right now for work. But my husband and I have a really good relationship, and then maybe the next day it works or whatever. The only thing is that you can't drop the same ball for 2 days in a row. And when you're promoting, you can never drop the it works ball. That is one you can never ever drop, because it has to be a priority. So whatever that looks like for you is what you need to do. And so for me, when I go ambassador, I want to look at that and say, I did the things I've always done, but more people on my team were doing it with me, and that's how we got here. And then God filled in the gaps, because we know this is not something we can do on our own. It doesn't matter how good of a host or poster you are, how good of an Instagram TV person you are. God has to fill in the gaps for you, because this isn't about you. This isn't supposed to be for you. That's why we dream God-sized dreams, is so that whenever we hit those things, whenever we achieve those ranks or promotions, we look at that and we think, oh my gosh, like God did that. And that's exactly why he wants us to do that, because then he gets the glory for it. If it's something we can do on our own, he doesn't want us to dream that stuff, because he's like, you could accomplish that yourself, but how does that give me glory? So dream really big dreams, go after your goals, do all the things and make sacrifices, but don't forget you can have it all. You really, really can have it all. But you can't have it all the time. So there may be times that you have to sacrifice, but choose wisely what you decide to sacrifice. Choose wisely. Movies, you can sacrifice. Netflix, sacrifice. Twitter, sacrifice. Snapchat, if you ain't working your business on it, delete the app. Pinterest, sacrifice. Your family reunion, probably not. Like, go there, but work on the way and work on the way back. But be at those things, because you just never know. You just never know, and life is really short. So be careful what you sacrifice. And it's important, and it's an investment in yourself. Taking off Pinterest is an investment in your future. You're never going to be mad that you didn't scroll Pinterest for 2 hours whenever you earn that bonus. So think about what it's worth to you. And I mentioned duplication earlier, and that's the other thing I'm teaching my team, is like what I'm doing, I turn around and I make sure that they know exactly what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, I just tried this script. It works so good. Y'all do this. Oh my gosh, we're on power hours. Y'all hop on. And it's just really being close to the fire. It's just really getting near people who want the same things that you do. And she was like, Hope asked, how am I continuing this momentum and staying excited? Because I'm getting around people who are excited too. I know next month is going to be hard, physically, mentally, emotionally. It could be stressful. So I'm starting it out in Arizona. I'm flying across the country to get near people at this Arizona conference, like this not a try it, but this It Works event, so that I can be around people who I know are going to encourage me and say, Ambassador is not too big, girl. You go for it. You go for it, because here people are going to say you're dreaming too big. You're doing too much. you're trying too hard. Like, isn't enough enough? They're going to say that. But those people there, they're not going to say that. They're going to say, why not double ambassador? Why are you just thinking about ambassador? And that's who you need to surround yourself with. And if you can't leave your house, bring them to you. And I want Stephanie Dunn in my circle. So what am I going to do? I'm going to listen to her Zooms all the time, because she may not have time to talk to me, but I have time to listen to her. So I'm going to listen to her Zooms. Who do you want in your circle? Level yourself up if you want to level up your paycheck or your promotion.
Oh my gosh, Morgan, you're like, I don't know if this is what you're gonna say. That's exactly what I needed you to say, because I just did a live in our team page. Well, Jade Hooper's team page, but I just did a live that was like, you have to feel good to do good. Like, are you just like drinking your water every day? Are you like taking a walk and getting some sunshine? Like, if you don't have sunshine where you live, take some vitamin D. Like, you have to feel good if you want to do good in this business, because guess what? What she was just saying, juggling those balls, when you're exhausted, when you're not taking care of yourself, when you are not fueling your body right with our products or with whatever, the first thing that's going to drop is it works, because it feels extra when you're sleep deprived and dehydrated and all of these other things. You guys, I feel my son's 7 months old, y'all. Those first 3 months that I was a brand new mom, like, it was like we were tired. It was rough. And that's why my business was the way that it was for those 3 months. I'm not trying to pretend like it was easy or like I did things perfectly, but I wrote down, Morgan, and I think this kind of sums up everything you just said. There will be sacrifice, but that doesn't mean there has to be suffering. Like, your life, your relationships, your happiness does not have to suffer because you're making sacrifices. There's a difference. Like, don't make this so, and you said effortlessly, don't make this so hard. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Let it feel good, but not so good that now all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, it feels really good to scroll on Pinterest for 2 hours, so I'm gonna scroll. No, like, do what you need, you need to be doing. Is literally what Morgan just said to you. It's what I say to you guys every day: post, message, follow up, personal development, plug in with your team, period. But it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to feel bad. There doesn't have to be negative emotions around it. And the more negative emotions there are around it, the less likely you will be to actually get it done, because like, God wants us to be happy and live abundant lives and have that happiness. Like, that's what he wants for us. So, oh my gosh, Morgan, that was so good. So yeah, so I have, like I said, I have like 15 girls pushing diamond right now. And so many of them are like 2 from being charted, 5 from being charted. Like, they are like close. So what would you to say to somebody who is like, they can taste that promotion, they can taste it on the tip of their tongue, but like, maybe they've got some like, what if it doesn't happen? How am I supposed to do this? Like, what would you, if a girl on your team was like 3 from charted diamond and she came to you and she was like, Morgan, I just don't know how I'm supposed to hit like 8,000 volume next month. Like, what would you say to her?
You don't have to know how, you just need to know why. Because here's the thing, like, okay, first of all, drop a 1 in the chat if you're going for diamond, because I want to know who I'm talking to. I want to know who is shooting for this bonus, who's going for this promotion, what is diamond going to do for you. Bonus points if you want to drop in why you're going for diamond, because that's what's really going to be the determining factor of whether or not you actually hit this rank, okay? Couple of things. Number 1 is you're going to have crap happen. And I'm being real with you, because if you go into this, promotion time and you're like, I'm going to hit diamond and I'm so excited, this is going to be so great. And then somebody turns off their auto shipment, you're going to be like, oh, this is never going to happen. Oh my gosh, the life is over. But if people are going to cancel their auto shipments, DTs are going to cancel. They only cancel ever when we're going for promotions. They literally never cancel their accounts until then. So know that's going to happen. Know that you're going to have people who ghost you. Know that you're going to have people that were supposed to sign up with you that signed up with somebody else. You're going to have sickness. You're going to have things that are going on in your life. You're going to have team members quit. But guess what? That has no effect on how you feel about your promotion. Do you still want it the same? even though somebody just turned off their auto shipment? Does that make you not want it as much? Does that change the fact that you're going to be able to support your new family and retire your husband from his back-breaking job? You're going to let somebody who turned off their auto shipment distract you for an hour from that? Absolutely not. You're better than that. Diamond means providing for my little family, getting to pay off debt and paying off credit cards, paying off debt, living a life of freedom. Just started but going diamond. Quit my part-time job so I can make just as much money being at home. Guys, these are the reasons why I went diamond. And what I need you to remember, I want you to go back to 2016 with me, because on this day in 2016, I was a ruby. Let that sink in for a second. 4 years ago today, I was a ruby. And I'm not making this about me, but I need you to remember that I'm no different than you. Raise your hand if your camera's on and you're a ruby right now and you're like, I'm pushing for diamond. That was me. And you can do this. I'm no different than you. Maybe I joined before you did and I just had more time. But I'm not more special than you. I don't have any more special talents than things in me that you don't have in you. And well, maybe you don't do this, but I did. I would look at people like ambassadors and presidentials, and I would forget that they started as a distributor. I forget that at one time they went ruby. I forget that they went emerald. I forget that they went diamond. And you just see them where they are right now, and you're like, oh, I can never get there. But you thought that about ruby when you joined and you saw that ruby chart, especially when it was 5 DTs, and you were like, I can never do that. And so the fact that you think that about diamond, it's just because you haven't hit it yet. And then you're going to hit diamond, and then you're going to hit double, and you're going to look at a diamond chart and be like, that little thing, you know? And you're going to be like, I'm going triple. And now you have 3 diamonds on your team and a double. And you're going to be freaking balling, but you have to stay where you're at. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't look at a presidential chart. I have some emeralds on my team. They're like, can you send me a triple chart? I'm like, absolutely not. That's going to be a huge no because you're going to get too overwhelmed. I need you to stay where you're at. And I'm not going to limit you, but I need you to stay where you're at. And I also want you to remember that those things are going to happen, because if you can expect the crap to happen, it's like a speed bump, okay? So this analogy, if you're going 60 miles an hour, and you totally don't see a speed bump in front of you, and you smack that speed bump going 60 miles an hour, what's going to happen? You spill your coffee, you like jolt back, like you're so stunned, like you have to pull over to the side of the road because stuff's clanging and banging down in your car now, and like your car is broken and you have no idea what just happened and you're so shaken up. That's what's going to happen when you don't expect these hardships to happen. When you just think it's going to be sunshine, roses, and butterflies on the road to diamond. Any diamond will tell you that's not the case. But if you can expect, and you're not speaking this over yourself, but you're being realistic and you're saying, I know that crap is going to happen, whatever that looks like, but I'm an overcomer and I'm a conqueror. And I'm going to know that this is going to happen, and I'm going to expect that speed bump. I'm going to glide over it because I see it coming, and then I'm just going to keep going. Because when you can see that speed bump, you can prepare. And you know exactly what to do whenever that speed bump happens. What do? You know exactly what to do to maneuver the car and to brace yourself and to go over it. And you just keep going. Like, speed bumps aren't that big of a deal, but they are when you go over them at 60 miles an hour and you don't see them there. So remember that, and remember that crap is going to happen in your business, but it doesn't change all those things that you just put in the chat. You don't have to know how it's going to happen. Probably up until it does, you're going to say, I don't know how this is going to happen. I literally don't know how this is going to come together. If you've ever gone through any promotion, especially diamond and above, you're like, yes, exactly. Like, there have been promotions, like literally, especially triple. Like, triple was the most like grueling promotion that I've ever had. Because we went from diamond to triple in like 3 months. And so my whole team was new. I was training like all these new people. It was with the old charts and the old volumes. And it was just insane. And like up until it happened, I was like, I don't know how this is going to happen. And some days I'd be like, oh, we're so close. And then I would look at my chart again and I was like, we're so far. Oh my God, we're so far. Like, what's going to happen? Like, where's this volume going to come from? And couple things that I tell my team: put your chart away. If you're just sitting there staring at your chart, put it on the other side of the room and get to work. Because so many times they'll just like, you'll just get in this like habit where you're just like sitting here and you're like, all right, how are we going to fill this volume? All right, if this person signs this, then that box will be full. Okay, if I send this person, okay, I have this potential. And if I put that, that's not income producing. Put your chart away. If you bring your chart out, it's because somebody signed somebody. Otherwise, you already know you got that chart memorized. Quit playing. You don't need to look at it every 2 seconds. So go put your chart on the other side of the room and get to work. That's what I tell my team all the time. They're like, I'm stressed. I'm like, where's your chart? They're like, right here. I'm like, I know. Go put it across the room. You won't feel stressed. So you don't have to know how it's going to happen. You just need to know why you want it. When that why is big enough, and it's not just financial freedom. If you just say financial freedom, you need to get specific. What do you want? What do you want? And if you know and get so clear about that, it doesn't matter what happens. You're going to go for that promotion anyway. So you just have to fight for it and believe in your team. Believe in yourself enough to go after every single thing that you wanted and know that it's possible that they can hit their promotions, that you can hit yours. Cast the vision. Talk every single day about where you're going. Talk about Diamond. That's why I'm saying I'm going to Ambassador on March 31st, because my team knows. That's the day we've been calling out. That's what we've been saying. And so whenever we hit it, they're going to be like, yeah, that's what we said. Like, we did it. Like, you have to keep casting that vision and telling them, like, I need you here. I need you to do this. Like, let's do this together. And so it's really just like a combined effort. And I forgot what the question was, but hopefully that answered your question.
No, that was amazing. No, I love that. Put your charts on the other side of the room, because I'm pushing triple, and so I've got like charts on charts on charts on charts, and I do, and I've been trying to go triple for 2 years, and and I swear to you, it is because I lay in bed at night and I go, all right, so and so is gonna go diamond, and then her ruby will be so, and it's like, why am I trying to map out what's gonna happen when I don't need to know how it's gonna happen? I just need to know that I'm doing what I need to do. My team is doing what they're going to do. I have you see them. I have amazing, amazing people on my team. They are so ready to promote. They are so ready to make their dreams happen. And when I stick people in boxes, it is almost like limiting them. When I'm like, okay, so-and-so is going to be a ruby. Like, what if she wants to be a diamond? Like, why am I dictating she's going to be a ruby, So, yeah, all amazing stuff. I don't know. We got like a couple minutes. I don't know if anyone has specific questions for Morgan. You answered all of my questions. You said so many things that I've been thinking, and I love when Zooms end up like that. So many things that I've been thinking and processing, and then you just get them like reaffirmed by somebody who's where you want to be. So like, I heard everything I needed to hear, guys, because this is everything I've been thinking and like just working towards. And you're right. Like, it's a hustle, but it doesn't have to be a struggle. It can be fun. And I think this business is fun. Like, we do it from our phones. We do it by making friends. We do it while getting healthy. Like, it is the most, and I forgot to say, you said that you were a college student and you didn't know what your calling was, and you didn't know what your passion was. And I felt the exact same way until I found this business. And it is such a blessing, you guys. And you don't know when you're going to come across a Hope or a Morgan or a Kylie or a Crystal or Felicia or Karina or whoever who like desperately needs this business. So keep going out there and just do the best that you can, and be that person that God is calling you to be, because you have me and Morgan cheering you on. So thank you guys. Thank you so much, Morgan, for doing this. It was amazing. We'll talk really soon.
Welcome.
I can't wait to see you go Ambassador, girl. It's going to be so good.
Thank you. Well, I am looking forward to all of your promotions. Y'all better, post about it, tag me, just so that I can cheer you on and be so excited for you. It's going to be so great. I know it's going to happen. I'm in your corner. So if you're like, there's nobody that believes in me, just remember, I believe in you, honestly, and I may not even know you, but I know you can do this. I know you can. I'm looking at your faces right now. You can do this. If anybody can do it, it's you. Why not? Yeah. Like, why not you? Yeah. And Hope you're going triple. It's going to be so great. You're going presidential too. Screw triple. Let's just go. Right. I'm so excited.
Yes, when I see you at Margaritaville, I will be a presidential, and I will see you there.
You'll be a tan little presidential.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.